20 secrets the Amish use to save money for a simple, frugal, and fulfilling life. The Amish are known for frugal living while maintaining quality in life. The basis of the Amish's lifestyle is on self-sufficiency, resourcefulness, and commitment to living simply. It is different when the modern society thrives upon consumerism, convenience, and instant gratification. They welcome hard work, delayed gratification, and financial discipline, making sure that each dollar earned is stretched to the maximum. Contrary to how most people in the world today are drowning in debt, living paycheck by paycheck, the Amish live without being in debt and dependent, free from financial pressure that overwhelms many. The secret lies in their ability to distinguish between needs and wants, their resistance to societal pressures, and their prioritization of family, faith, and community over material possessions. By studying their money-saving habits, we can learn valuable lessons on how to reduce expenses, save more, and live a life that is both financially stable and deeply fulfilling. 1. Living below their means. What perhaps is the most striking characteristic about the Amish financial culture is their unwavering dedication to living below their means. As opposed to how people today will spend money when they get it, or in some cases before they get it, with the use of credit cards and loans, the Amish live their lives practicing extreme financial restraint, never spending any more than what they can afford. Their homes, though comfortable, are simple and built without unnecessary luxuries. They do not chase after the latest gadgets, expensive furniture, or trendy home decor. Instead, they focus on functionality, durability, and practicality. Their vehicles, typically horse-drawn buggies, are not status symbols but practical tools for transportation. Even their wardrobes reflect the philosophy. They do not pay hundreds or thousands of dollars to wear clothing brand names, preferring to wear their handmade, tough clothing that they will wear for years. With this resistance, the Amish avoid the stressful financial situations arising from overspending. 2. The power of a cash-only lifestyle. In an era where credit cards, personal loans, and, by now, pay-later schemes dominate consumer culture, the Amish take a radically different approach. They operate on a cash-only basis. By refusing to use credit cards or take out loans, they eliminate the risk of accumulating debt, interest payments, and financial stress. All of the major purchases in Amish communities are, for example, made in cash, whether a piece of land, a new home, or a business investment. This, of course, forces them to save for years diligently and be patiently strategic and purposeful in how they spend money. If it's not to be had with cash, it's not going to be had. While most people struggle with high-interest debt and spend beyond their means, the Amish demonstrate that a debt-free life is not only feasible but also highly liberating. Since they only spend cash, they are bound to budget, avoid impulse buys, and be sure to enjoy every penny earned. 3. Making homemade over store-bought. The Amish hardly ever purchase something they can make for themselves. Nowadays, people spend thousands of dollars on pre-packaged foods, furniture bought from the store, and factory-made clothes. The Amish, however, believe that making things from scratch not only saves money, but also ensures quality and durability. They bake their own bread rather than buying it from the store at a very high price, churn their own butter instead of buying processed ones, and sew their own clothes instead of spending hundreds of dollars on new clothes. This philosophy extends to household items as well. Instead of buying mass-produced furniture, they handcraft their own, making sure that every piece is built to last for generations. This applies to toys, quilts, tools, and even soap and candles as personal care products. Adoption of the DIY ethos cuts down expenses drastically for the Amish, while also delivering invaluable skills, which makes them self-reliant. 4. No disposable culture and repairist projects. Unlike the throwaway culture of today, where broken items are discarded and replaced without a second thought, The Amish believe in repairing and maintaining their possessions for as long as possible. In a typical household, when an appliance breaks, many people immediately replace it with a new one, often putting the purchase on a credit card. The Amish, however, take time to fix what they already have. Clothes are mended instead of binned. Shoes get patches rather than replacement, and furniture is repaired instead of being discarded. Even when an item can be used no more, they find creative ways to repurpose it. Old clothing is turned into quilts, broken tools are used for spare parts, and worn-out furniture is refurbished instead of being tossed out. This commitment to repair and reuse not only saves them thousands of dollars over the years, but also reinforces a mindset of resourcefulness and gratitude. 5. Growing their own food instead of buying it. Food is the single largest expense of most households. However, it is the primary area in which the Amish cut down grocery bills because they grow and raise their food. They don't go to a grocery store and instead have very large vegetable gardens with potatoes, carrots, onions, tomatoes, beans, corn, and so many herbs growing there. There are also fruit trees and berry bushes for berries all year around. In addition to plant-based foods, they raise livestock for meat, milk, eggs, and cheese. Fresh milk from cows can be made into butter and cheese, while chickens provide eggs that can be used in so many recipes. Since they are producing most of their food, they avoid the high costs associated with processed and packaged items. More importantly, they ensure that their diets are free from preservatives, additives, and unhealthy chemicals, making their homemade meals not only more affordable, but also significantly healthier. 6. Home canning and food preservation for year-round savings. The Amish are experts in home canning, drying, and fermenting to maximize their food supply. While most rely on store-purchased canned goods, frozen meals, and expensive pre-packaged foods, the Amish take the time to preserve food on their own at home. It will often select fresh vegetables and fruits to begin the process of canning, pickling, or drying them to ensure enough supply for the winter months. Glass jars containing homemade tomato sauce, apple butter, pickled cucumbers, jams, and jellies line up Amish pantries. That way, it is not necessary to buy expensive grocery items later in the year. The same counts for meat and dairy. Most Amish cure, smoke, or dry meats, thereby making them last longer. They also store massive amounts of flour, sugar, and grains in airtight containers, buying these essentials in bulk to save money and avoid multiple trips to the store. This practice not only keeps their food expenses low, but also allows them to be entirely self-sufficient. 7. Buying in bulk to save money and reduce waste. Another brilliant way the Amish cut down on expenses is by purchasing staple items in bulk. In fact, while many people shop on a weekly or even daily basis, the Amish plan and buy in large quantities, thereby saving a tremendous amount of money in the long run. Such bulk purchases also enable them to take advantage of lower prices per unit, hence reducing the cost of groceries, grains, sugar, flour, and other pantry staples. Instead of buying small, expensive bags of rice or beans at the supermarket, they buy 50-pound sacks, often sourced from wholesale suppliers or local farmers. This strategy not only lowers their grocery bill, but also minimizes packaging waste, making it an environmentally friendly approach. Because they store these bulk items in well-sealed containers, they can keep their supplies fresh for months or even years. This mass procurement practice goes for other household needs, such as sewing materials, soap-making supplies, even fuel for heating and cooking. They avoid frequent impulse purchasing, which might be ridden with financial pitfalls, just by thinking ahead and making smart buying decisions. 8. Refrain from buying brand names and marketing ballyhoo. Contemporary advertising teaches people to believe that unless they have the newest, most expensive products, they will not be content. The Amish are completely immune to such a marketing-driven culture. They do not purchase things because of the brand names, flashy packaging, or celebrity endorsements. Rather, they opt for quality and durability, as well as what is absolutely needed. Whenever they make any purchase, they choose function over form and substance over style. Whether it is tools, cookware, or household essentials, they opt for well-made products that will last them a lifetime rather than trendy items designed to be replaced frequently. Since they are not exposed to mainstream advertising through television, social media, or online shopping platforms, they do not feel the pressure to keep up with the latest fads. This helps them save money by avoiding unnecessary purchases and focusing only on what truly matters. The lesson here is clear. By ignoring marketing gimmicks and choosing products based on quality rather than branding, we can drastically cut down on wasteful spending. 9. Making their own cleaning and personal care products. The Amish take a natural and cost-effective approach to household cleaning and personal care. Instead of buying expensive, chemical-laden products from the store, they make their own using simple, affordable ingredients. They use staples like vinegar, baking soda, lemon juice, and Castile soap to disinfect surfaces, remove stains, and freshen up their homes during household cleaning. Natural ingredients, which are cost-effective and as good as commercial products, are used. For personal care, the Amish make their own soaps, shampoos, lotions, and even toothpaste using herbs, oils, and other similar ingredients. This will include lard soap, coconut oil soap, and olive oil soap, all of which are handmade, cost less, and are free from artificial fragrances and harsh chemicals. The money-saving DIY approach will reduce the family's exposure to toxins and will be a healthier choice for both the family and the environment. 10. Use of solar energy and alternative power sources. Despite their reputation for shunning modern technology, the Amish are not entirely opposed to innovation, especially when it helps them save money and stay self-sufficient. Many Amish families use solar panels, wind turbines, and other off-grid energy sources to power their homes. Rather than relying on costly electricity from the grid, they generate their own energy to heat water, provide lighting, and run essential appliances like refrigerators or washing machines. This dramatically lowers their utility bills while also reducing their dependence on external energy providers. In colder months, many Amish homes are heated using wood-burning stoves, which provide an efficient and low-cost heating solution. By adopting alternative energy sources, they not only cut expenses but also minimize their environmental impact, proving that sustainable living can go hand in hand with financial wisdom. 11. Dependence on community instead of outsourcing service. The deepest root of a great Amish culture is found in mutual help and cooperation within communities. For example, in their own neighborhoods, they perform many services which could otherwise attract high professionals because the entire group contributes their hand for such tasks as if barn needs to be constructed. Every neighbor and community participates in building barn through raising and eliminates having construction crews who will cost big time. When their medical bills come in, they pool resources to pay those bills instead of shelling out high premiums for insurance. If a family needs help harvesting, they do it together with their neighbors, expecting no pay at all. This system is such that they save thousands of dollars a year to spend on something else due to reduced external services. The takeaway here is powerful. By fostering stronger relationships with friends, family, and local communities, we can reduce our financial burdens and create a network of support that benefits everyone involved. 12. Avoiding fast food and restaurant spending. In today's fast-paced world, dining out has become a major expense for many families. Whether it's drive-through meals, takeout, or expensive restaurant dinners, food costs add up quickly when meals are purchased outside the home. The Amish completely avoid this financial trap by preparing all of their meals from scratch. Every meal is made at home, using ingredients they have grown, raised, or purchased in bulk. They bake their own bread, cook hearty stews, and prepare nourishing meals without relying on processed or convenience foods. This way not only saves money, but also makes sure one's diet is healthier without much sugar, unhealthy fats, or artificial additives. They keep control over their finances and health by eliminating restaurant spending, which proves that home-cooked meals are one of the easiest and most effective ways to save money. 13. Living mortgage-free by building their own homes. Perhaps one of the most admirable aspects of Amish financial practices is their ability to live completely mortgage-free. Unlike most modern families who take on decades of debt to buy a home, the Amish avoid mortgages altogether by building their own homes with the help of their community. Instead of hiring contractors, real estate agents, and people waiting in line for loans, they use their own skills and labor and get them built with high quality and no debt. The cost of materials is often covered by years of disciplined saving, and because they work together as a community, labor costs are eliminated. The end result is a home that is completely owned from day one, with no monthly payments, no interest charges, and no risk of foreclosure. This financial freedom allows them to invest their money in other areas, such as farming, family businesses, or land expansion. By showing the world that it is possible to live mortgage-free through prioritizing patience and long-term planning rather than instant gratification, they make it not a dream, but a reality. 14. Thrifting and buying secondhand. The Amish rarely buy brand new goods when they do need something. Instead, they seek out secondhand goods. This includes clothing, tools, farm equipment, or even household essentials. They avoid the hefty markup of retail prices by finding quality items at a fraction of the cost when buying used. Amish communities often visit thrift stores, flea markets, and auctions to find bargains on everything from work boots to kitchenware. That mindset of valuing secondhand goods also contributes to reducing waste, keeping functional items out of landfills. Further, most Amish households also employ the culture of hand-me-down, that is, using secondhand clothes and household commodities handed down by preceding generations, thus not acquiring many new commodities for daily living purposes. 15. Refrain from credit cards and interest. Over-reliance on credit cards and having interest debt payments can be considered as one of the major pitfalls of modern economies. Most people collect thousands of dollars in credit card debt, car loans, and personal loans, resulting in endless monthly payments and financial stress. The Amish completely avoid this cycle by strictly sticking to a cash-only policy. They do not believe in spending money they don't have, so they never accumulate unnecessary debt. They save for significant purchases, be it farm equipment, a new buggy, or building materials. Living within one's means and exercising patience can save them the hassle of huge interest payments and the risk of being financially crushed. This simple but powerful principle of never buying what you can't afford keeps them financially stable and debt-free throughout their lives. If more people adopted this kind of mindset, they could save thousands of dollars in interest payments and regain control of their financial future. 16. Sewing and repairing clothes instead of buying new ones. In the fast fashion culture of today, people tend to throw away clothing as soon as it gets a small tear or goes out of style. For the Amish, however, clothing is completely different. They do not waste money on buying new clothes each season, but rather mend and repair them to last as long as possible. Amish women are good at sewing, patching holes, replacing buttons, and even making new garments from scratch using durable fabric. They don't buy name-brand clothing, but rather sturdy, practical designs that can withstand years of use. Many Amish families also reuse and recycle old clothes, turning rags into quilts, rags for cleaning, or new garments for young children. Saving money is another virtue of reusing clothing, since less waste contributes to sustainable lifestyles. If everybody devoted a bit more time to repairing and keeping their clothes together, they could dramatically reduce expenses over the year and minimize negative effects on their environment. 17. Natural remedies instead of costly medications. Healthcare is one of the biggest expenses for many families, but the Amish reduce their medical costs by using natural remedies and preventive care. They do seek professional medical help when needed, but they also place a strong emphasis on herbal medicine, homeopathy, and natural healing methods. They treat minor ailments like the common cold, sore muscles, and small cuts with herbal teas, poultices, and homemade salves. Some of the natural products they use for boosting the immune system to fight off illnesses include honey, apple cider vinegar, garlic, and elderberries. They also prevent chronic diseases because they live healthily, exercising physically, taking fresh air, and having a healthy diet. This proactive approach to health not only saves them money on doctor visits and prescription drugs, but also helps them maintain a high quality of life. Modern families can learn from this by incorporating more natural wellness practices and focusing on prevention rather than costly treatments. 18. Making their own furniture and home goods. Instead of buying expensive, mass-produced furniture from stores, the Amish build their own. They use the finest quality wood and traditional craftsmanship to create furniture that will last for generations. Unlike the cheaper items that easily break down, Amish-made furniture is durable, timeless, and functional. Many Amish men learn the skills of woodworking from a very young age so that they can create everything from sturdy dining tables to rocking chairs and bed frames. It saves money, and it does not require constant replacement. Even when they do buy furniture, they tend to buy secondhand or restore old items rather than spending their money on brand new things. The same applies to home goods. Many Amish families make their candles, baskets, blankets, and even kitchen utensils in-house. This level of self-sufficiency keeps their homes beautifully furnished without the hefty price tag of modern consumerism. 19. Living without expensive entertainment and luxury items. In today's society, entertainment expenses can add up quickly. From cable subscriptions and streaming services to expensive vacations and shopping sprees, many people spend a large portion of their income on leisure activities. The Amish, however, embrace a simpler lifestyle that doesn't rely on costly entertainment. They spend less time on cinema ticket, video games, and amusement parks and prefer low-cost or free activities, such as telling stories, playing board games, music, or outdoor games. They find their happiness in such simple things like fishing, hiking, or being with their families. They don't have a television at home, so they are not often exposed to the advertisements telling them to spend their money on this gadget or fashion. In reality, they keep themselves busy through productive and purposeful hobbies including woodworking, quilting, baking, and more. Focusing on meaningful tasks rather than just material goods does give them that level of comfort that no dollar can buy. 20. Ensuring the down generation beneficiary. Indeed, one of the most essential Amish secret money-saving money is the guarantee to pass money wisdom from down generation. Contrary to mainstream culture, where many grow up with no basic financial literacy, Amish children learn the value of hard work, frugality, and resourcefulness from an early age. They learn to manage money properly, avoid debt, and live within their means. From a very young age, Amish kids participate in family businesses, farming, and household chores, gaining real-life experience in financial responsibility. They witness with their own eyes how their elders save, budget, and cope with what little they have available. By the time they turn adults, they are well trained to live with a simple lifestyle, free of debt, and financially secure life. This has ensured that financial education is strictly passed on each new generation until today, establishing a long-term legacy of money independence. Final thoughts. Transferring the Amish money-saving secrets in modern life. The Amish way of life may seem like a far cry from the world we live in today. But their principles about saving money have much to teach anyone who is looking to save money and gain financial independence. From growing one's own food and avoiding debt to self-sufficiency and community support. Their frugal lifestyle shows that true wealth is not how much money you make, but how wisely you use what you have. While it may not be possible for everyone to adopt all of these habits, even implementing a few Amish-inspired strategies can lead to significant financial savings and a more sustainable way of living. By learning to live with less, focus on needs rather than wants, and embrace a simpler, more intentional lifestyle, we can all move closer to financial freedom and a more fulfilling life.